How's it going? It's NuttyChef again, and this is episode 46 of Minecraft Survival. Last episode we were building this thing. We finished off the villager breeder by adding those doors up the top and the last villager in there. We got all the slabs in and up here with pistons and got them all in there, and we fed them some food and they started breeding. As you can see, we've got a few more, and I did a little bit of AFK. That's what this thing is here. I was inside there just looking over them, AFK, making sure they were breeding, and we got a few villagers in there, and we created this little pickup system as well last episode. So a minecart comes up here and it'll pick up a villager every time. And what I thought I'd do, because I'm an idiot, is I changed the trapdoor from being on this side to being there on this side, because I thought, oh, they're gonna come up here and drop down here, and they won't be able to land on the trapdoor, because they were landing on it last episode on that wall over there. But then that's not going to really work, is it? Because we need the trapdoor over this side to sort of make sure all the villagers are standing here. I think that's what makes the minecart pick them up better. So, but that's okay. I can just change it back. Once we get rid of these villagers, I'll just change it back. But yeah, so now it's on to the next part, the next phase, which is our sifting system. And I've gone ahead and gone to creative and come up with a design. Took a while and my head was hurting a lot, but I managed to do it, and it's pretty cool. So what I've done is I've come around here and just sort of flattened out this area, chopped down some trees, and just sort of brought the whole area back here a bit. We can sort of sort out here later. We might put a retaining wall here or something, kind of like these retaining walls over here with the jungle wood or something. And at first, I think a couple of episodes ago, I was saying I want to build a building for this thing and then a separate building sort of over here for the thing we're about to build, the sifter. But then I thought, it's probably easier if we just make it all into one big building. So I think we'll build it like right here, and it will all sort of be one building. We'll have to try and fit a building around it, and I was thinking it would look cool maybe if we did like a factory or something, like a factory building with like big chimneys and stuff like that. And like down here we can have a retaining wall, like I said, and then maybe we can have like a path coming along here by the side of the river, and the entrance to our building will sort of be like here or something coming off the path sort of thing. So yeah, I think first I'll take you over to the creative world where I came up with the design for this thing, and show you what it looks like, and then we'll come back here and we'll build it. Alrighty, so here we are. This is what I've come up with. So basically in our survival world, this is what we've got so far. The pickup system, exactly the same as in our survival world. And this whole thing here sort of makes it so we can stand here, trade with the villager and see if we like him or not. And then we can press like a yes or a no button. And depending on which button we press, the villager will go to a different location. And I thought it was going to be simple to make something like that, but turns out it's a bit more complicated. So yeah, there's a few things going on with each button press, but when I build it, I guess I'll go into more detail of exactly what's going on, but let's just watch it in action here. So say we want to keep this villager, we press the yes button. There he goes off to this location, and right now I've just got him dying in there, but this will actually take them to the train station that we want to build. So from there we can take them to wherever we want. But for now we're just killing them. And then say I want to say no to the villager, we press the no button. He comes up here and pretty much the same thing, he just dies down there for now. But we could take him to, I've got an idea of where to take the no villagers to, which is pretty cool. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. And yeah, so it all works perfectly, and basically without going into too much detail, the yes villagers stay in their minecart. So right now I've got them ejected into here, but in our survival world we'll have them stay in their minecart so they can go to the train station. So they'll have to keep their minecarts, but the no villagers actually just get pushed into here. They don't need to be in a minecart, and we can recycle that minecart to pick up the next villager. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's all working perfectly. The only non-sort of manual or non-automatic part about this is you have to fill up this dropper with more mine carts. So, but that's not too bad. We can do that. And yeah, like this is what I started building first. I sort of wanted to have like more than one cell, like have a few cells where we can trade with like a few villages. Like I had 2 here, and I was going to build 2 more over here, and I was going to have the villagers come in and like drop down, and then you could like get rid of them and get a new one and stuff like that. But I thought, no, we don't need that to sift through the villages. We can just sift through them one at a time, see if we want them or see if we don't want them. So yeah, let's go back over to the survival world and see if we can build this. And here we are back again. So I've got some screenshots open on my other screen of that thing we just looked at. So hopefully I can build it. One of the problems is train tracks sort of have a directional thing. So if I don't build it in the same like X, Y, Z or north or south, east, west direction, the tracks are going to face like a different way. But as long as I invert a redstone signal to the right way, then it'll work. So let's get started. I think we'll get started over here, and we'll make this part, and we'll just come back this way. So let's start here. So we want to have we need our tracks. So let's get our, is it this one? Yep. Let's get our tracks out. We've got all the detector rails, all the normal rails that we'll need. Let's get all of these out because we'll need all of those. Put some of this junk away. Let's go. So we don't need this block anymore. Get rid of that. We will need these. So let's just build it exactly the same or as close as possible. And then this comes around here. So get rid of that. We can put a powered rail there. And we'll need some redstone torches. Let's get those out just to power these rails. And all of this will have to be covered up by the exterior building because we don't want any zombies in here roaming around these tracks, turning the villagers into zombies. Let's get some normal rails out. So this is just going to be like a loop, pretty much. And yeah, so then we want to have a detector rail here, this one. And this is going to make it so that this track changes when we want it to, changes direction, because the next thing we want to do is pull back a rail here. So at one point the minecart's going to be coming back and picking up a villager, and then when it's coming back this way, we don't want it to go back this way, do we? We want it to go this way. So that's why we need this detector rail, and it's going to have to be connected to this rail here. So it's going to have to come underground like this, and we're going to need some redstone for this. So let's grab some redstone, Some redstone. We're going to need a torch. Yep, that should be all we need. And so this detector rail will activate this redstone here. And we're going to need to get rid of that block and put a torch. So now the minecart's going to come along here. It's going to come along like this, all the way around here, and then it's going to come back this way. And as soon as it hits this detector rail, it's going to send a signal down to this torch and make this rail turn that way, so that once it's picked up a villager, the villager will come back this way. So let's get a minecart and just test that out. Do we have one in here? Or in here? Here we go. So let's put a minecart on this rail and see if the track changes. Yeah, it does. So that's absolutely perfect. That's what we want. That's perfect. So that's that part done. That was relatively easy. Okay, so that's all done. So let's go to the next part. We've got some rails coming along like this and turning here. So let's get rid of that and that and make sure we get a little turn there like that. And that's looking good. And this rail is actually another detector rail. So let's put that in. And now this detector rail, we don't need any underneath redstone because it's right next to the track that we want to power. So it's going to power it just by a minecart being on top, like this. See the track change? And we take it off again and it changes back. So that's perfect. That's what we want. So yeah, so let's get a track in here like this and an activator rail here. Now the activator rail is what kicks the villager out. As soon as the villager comes along the rail and hits this activator rail, the villager will get kicked out of the minecart. And he's going to get kicked out to the right of the direction of that the minecart is going. So if the minecart's coming this way, the villager will get kicked out to the right, to the block on the right, which is this block right here. So we want to dig down to there, and we'll put a magma block down there later, just so they can die for now. But maybe in the future we'll have a cool place to take the no villagers, because this is going to be where the no villagers go. But what we need to do is we need to put a piston in here. So let's get a piston, a sticky piston, like this. So stick a piston in there like that, and we can just use a no block. I've got the yes and the no blocks here, but we can use one of these for the no block here, and he'll go down there. So this will be extended by default, and it'll only unextend after the villager's been standing on it for a second. So we're going to need some glass, which is in here, because we're going to need to put some glass around here. We're going to need to put one there, and one there. And that'll ensure that when the villager is standing on this block, he doesn't walk anywhere until the piston retracts and he just falls straight down. So that's what we want. We want that. Now we're going to have to power this detector rail so that it works. And then we're going to have to change this to a powered rail and power that. And then we're going to have to get some dirt blocks. Actually, let's get some stone bricks so it's not so crappy looking. Got some in here. We can use these. Okay, so it comes along and it goes up there. So we're going to need some normal rails coming up and going up to there. Yep. We can change this to a stone brick so it doesn't look crappy, because we're going to need to put some redstone on here. Now just bear in mind, this is very hard for me to talk and do all this technical stuff at the same time, so just bear with me, because I'm thinking at the same time as talking. So we're going to need our dispenser right right there. So let's go grab that. This is what's gonna shoot our minecart onto the track. And we point it into this slanted track so that as soon as it lands on the track, gravity just pulls the minecart down that hill and makes it go that way. That's why we do that. And here is where our villagers are going to go. So they're going to come down here, they get picked up, come down here, and they're going to land on this block. And this block is also going to be powered by a piston over here. Okay, so sticky piston, just like that. We're going to have a block here to power it. Oops. A redstone torch on this block to make sure that it's powered by default. So the block is here by default. Only when we power this redstone torch to turn it off will it pull back. And now we need to do a little bit of digging. So down here is where our guy is going to fall. So when we press yes or no, the villager that's standing here is going to fall down. He's going to fall down here onto the track that we're going to put down here. So we're going to put a track here. We're going to put a redstone torch so that it's always powered. We can put a block there and there. We'll need some rails here. And it's going to come out by one here. And then it's going to turn up here straight away. Straight away, turn up here. It's going to come up here and connect with this. So, and both of these are actually going to be powered rails, just so that the minecart can get up that little hill. And we can power them by a redstone block under this one, I reckon. And it's getting nighttime, so we're going to have to sleep because we don't want a zombie or a creeper to blow up our creation while we're working on it. But let's just get this little redstone block down here and put that there. And now let's go to sleep real quick. Okay. And I hope this is making sense. So we need the villager to sort of come onto this block and fall down. And the reason for that is because if we just had him come here and then sort of go back and change tracks or change whatever, it seemed to be the easiest way to just have him fall down here and then just fall down and go on his way. Just seemed like the easier way when I was building it to do it that way. So we've got it coming up here. So we've almost got the no button done. Because basically the no button, he'll just fall down, come up here, hit this activator rail, fall down there. The minecart will continue. It'll hit this activator rail, this detector rail, change the track so it goes that way. So the minecart will come this way, pick up a new villager, come around here, hit this detector rail, the minecart track will change this way, and our new villager will come up here and fall down here. So we've got the no part done, basically. It's all done. We haven't hooked up our piston though to make him fall down. So let's do that next. We can put our yes and no buttons in. So our no button is going to be here and our yes button is going to be here. So that's pretty simple. And then I think we have to dig this out and we can replace that. So we can get rid of that. Is that right? It's hard to tell. We want that to be like that. But we want this piston to be powered. Okay. Because basically we want the yes and the no button. We want them both to power this piston. So no matter which button we press, this piston's going to get gonna get powered. But that's not gonna happen if that's like that, is it? So how are we gonna do this? I think my screenshots aren't showing me exactly what I did here, so let me just come back in 1 second and I'll figure it out. Alrighty guys, found the problem. These red and green blocks were here before, here and here, and they need to be one block this way so that we can put the redstone torch on a block here instead of this block. And now we have this redstone underneath, so got redstone coming underneath here to go to the piston, and whether you press the red or the green button, the redstone's going to go to it to power this piston. So either you press the red or the green button, this piston's always going to get powered so that the guy drops down there. You can put that block there. But we put this repeater here so that when we press the green button, the redstone doesn't go back this way because we don't want that to happen. So basically, done a little bit more work here. So this piston here is now powered by the red button through this repeater, this block, and this redstone. So when we press the button, it's going to extend and retract because the villager won't fall down this hole. He won't get ejected onto an empty block. So this block needs to be extended to here so that the villager can be ejected onto it and then retract so that it can fall down. So that's why we've got a bit of delay here, so that just at the right timing he'll be on there, get ejected onto the block, and then the block will retract. And what we also need to do is put a block here so that when it does retract, he does just fall down. He'll hit this block and he'll fall down. So that's the red side's almost done now. What we also need to do is change this track here, because when we press the red button, the villager's going to fall down, come up here, and right now he's going to turn this way to the yes direction, but we want him to go this way onto this track here. So what we need to do is come underneath, get a redstone torch there. That's going to change it to the direction we want. We need to bring some redstone up from it to connect to our button. So basically we want to come up like this. We're going to want a torch like this. And then I think we can just bring this redstone here. So it's inverted twice actually, because that redstone torch has changed the track back to normal now because of this redstone torch, because it's been inverted. So, but when we press the button, oh, it's nighttime, didn't even notice. Let's go to sleep real quick. It's very hard to explain this stuff, but I'm trying. So yeah, when we press the button now, it should be inverted. It should change the track, yeah, for just the right amount of time. If there was a minecart coming under here and going up there, you will see that it will be enough time that the minecart will go across the way that we want it to. So that's the no completely done. The no is completely done. If we got a villager in here and we press the no button, it'll go, the villager will come up here and go into the hole, the minecart will go around and come back, and everything's cool. So now we need to do the rest of the yes button. So basically the yes button, we want to have him fall down and we want him to go that way. So that's already done. So the yes button is technically already done. He's going to come up and he's going to go that way, because the yes button doesn't change that track. But what we also want the yes button to do is power this dispenser, so we get a new minecart, because when the villagers go that way, they keep their minecart. We need to make a new one come out, so we automatically get a new villager to come into here. So we need this torch, or this button, to power a system to power this, a monostable circuit. So we're going to need a slab for that, which I can make one right here. Just like this. And let's get him over here. We're going to need a piston, a sticky piston, and a block on top. So how are we gonna? Let's just do that. Let's get that there, and then we can put redstone on top of this slab, and this torch underneath won't activate it because it's a slab. If it was a full block, then that torch would activate this redstone, but it's not, so it's okay. So basically we need this button to power this redstone, and the way we're going to do that is I think we have a torch coming out the back of that block, and we have a block on top, and it's going to be powered, but that's okay because I think what we're actually creating here is a falling edge monostable circuit. So we can have a repeater there, and that if we had redstone on top of this block, the redstone would power that piston, but with the repeater it's not going to power it, so that's fine. We can have a sticky piston here, the block on top of that, and then we can just have a redstone dot right here, and that's going to power the dispenser. So let's get some mine carts. Do we have any? I think we're all ready to go. Like if we press this green button, we should hear that dispenser click. So let's go. Hear that? It does it at the end. Hear that? So that's perfect. I think we've done it. We've done it. We haven't made the yes go anywhere, but that's fine. Let's quickly go and get some mine carts and test this and see if we have success. Okay guys, I did one test run. Tried to do it on camera, the first test run, but it kind of didn't work like it did in my test world, and I think it's because of the directional thing. But when I pressed yes and I made a minecart come out of here, I filled this up with minecarts, and the minecart got pushed down onto the track, and it came down here and it went that way instead of this way, so it didn't pick up a villager. So what I've done here is whenever you press the yes button and a minecart gets dispensed, we take that signal and we come down here with a pulse extender into this track, so the track gets changed to the other direction for long enough for the minecart to pass by. So if we press yes now, what's going to happen is this guy should fall down, go down here, up here, and over to there, to the yes direction. It should all work now. So let's press yes again, and a new minecart should get delivered and should go past this corner and keep going that way to pick up a new villager. So let's press yes and see if that happens. He's gone that way. New minecart's come out. It's gone the right direction. It's picked up a new villager, and he has dropped right back where we want him. And obviously this guy shouldn't be just doing this. We'll have him go to a proper location, but that's fine. So that worked, and we got a brand new villager. So we press yes, everything happens correctly, and we get a new villager. Now let's try out the no. So we want the no guy to fall into here, and the minecart that he was in to keep going this way, and pick up a new villager and drop him back into there. So let's go. Come on, baby. Yep, he falls into there. That's perfect. And he picks up a new villager, and he drops into here. So that's perfect. Everything is working fine. Oh my god. My brain. Well, it's all working. So, but I think I've got to call it there, guys. Thanks again for watching. I hope it wasn't too technical for you. It probably was. But we got it done. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.